heart when you got on. That you got heart when you got on. That you got heart when you got on. That you got heart when you got on.
Will you please help us welcome the Irreverent Reverend, your freaky deacon, the one, the only, Mr. Art Zealous.
Hey there! Good morning, you venerable saints of art and craft. Friends, whenever you create, you make something great. So let's make something great today. And everyone got something great inside, but a lot of folks out there feeling stuck. So if you are bedeviled by blockages, if you got a creative consternation, well, you're going to pick up that phone, dial the number down below. The number's over there. You're going to pick up the phone, dial the number down below. And you will make something great today. All right, folks, I want to thank the Art Zealous youth singers. You kids are shooting up like the beanstalks, and truly, those beans are the musical fruit. I want to say thank you to good old Agnes on the organ. Agnes, you are a pistol, a starter pistol. And folks, there is someone special I want you to meet. Someone who's curious as she is scurrilous. Hey, Belle, come meet the nice folks. Oh, darling, hey, good to see you. Hey, who died for my lovely wife, Belle?
Happy Sunday, everybody.
Darling,
so good to see y'all.
Oh, I'm sorry, darling. How you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic. Just look at all the wonderful people who came out there to spend their Sunday with us.
I know, there's so many out there. Oh, great. Well, my lovely wife, Belle, hosts the chat right here on the internet page, so you don't leave her hanging. You chat with her. You keep her company. How about one more round of applause for Belle? All right. Okay. What is your art today? Perhaps some of you got something great you're already working on every single day, or perhaps you're looking for a new project like today's Close Enough Fake ID. So let's make something great together. All right. Now there are many benefits to a Close Enough Fake ID. Ignore that. That label is no longer correct. Many kinds of activities require a form of identification to verify some aspect of your identity. For instance, your age, your suitability to drive a Class 12 mega tractor, or your job as a night janitor at the nearby taffy factory. Simply put, a fake ID will open doors for you. Expositionally, a fake ID says who you are and where you're from without a lot of memorizing birthdays. And functionally, because our crazy world's war on velvet-throated entrepreneurs, the fake ID functions like the gecko's autonomous tail, a leave behind too important to be abandoned at the first sign of trouble document. What? Or is it? And I know that you can tell them to me, for every school child knows them. We will repeat the art commandments. How are we going to start? We art resourceful. So when I say go, you're going to have 60 seconds to collect the resources you need for this project. Today I will be using my standard doodlers. A pencil will suffice. A paper will suffice. Crayons are an extravagance, but grab them anyway. And grab a tall, refreshing beverage, because friends, the most important art supply is you. All right, you'll have 60 seconds from when I say go. All right, so get ready. Get set. Hey, I wonder, is one approach to fixing the poaching problem to get poachers to shoot zebras with barcode guns? Because that's like one of those ideas where you hear it and you're like, that must already exist. That's such a good idea, right? So that's how you know you got gold. Just a fool and you go. That was a pretty good trick. I tricked you on. Right there. I tricked you. It's okay. You'll get me next time. To make these 60 seconds take forever, I will read boringly from the boring bulletin board. Would you like to play a role-playing game about a tight-knit community of asteroid miners striving to survive in the far reaches of space? Well, Saints Mo and Michael need playtesters for their new game, Hold Fast Station. Play alternates between events, moments of high drama, calamity, and risk, and cycles, when the space station's inhabitants rebuild and fortify their outpost against future peril. And thus concludes our boring bulletin for today. So if you want a link to playtest Hold Fast Station, or if there is anything artistic you need or want, text BORING to the number below and trust in your community of venerable saints to provide. Welcome back, friends. Perfect timing. Now that we have what we need, I guess it's time to make some art. But you know, if we're going to be making some art for a while, I better go make some waffles, so I don't let myself become over hungry, because that's when you make the worst dietary choices. Excuse me, I'm going to go get some of that. Wow! Did you see what happened there? He got me. Oh, he got me. I see ya. Right, always happens about the time it's time to start making art, don't it? There's a little voice that whispers to you, do anything you want that ain't making art. Well, you know who's doing the whispering, don't you? I know you do. That's old Scratch. That's right, you want to make your mark, he say, scratch it out. He tricky too. Old Scratch, he a liar. So to him, what do we say to Scratch? What do we say, kids? Coconuts! That's right. We take all those whispers buzzing around and we grab them. We squeeze them hard in our fist so the imprints of our fingernails are visible. Tiny little crescent moons, and we say to him, ha! Coconuts! And we take that coconut and we huck it in the ocean. We watch it float away. Ah! And in doing so, we free ourselves from all impediment to the maker's craft.
Devoted.
And now we art devoted. This is the moment we devote ourselves fully to our art. So let us roll up our sleeves and prepare to sit down. For all the best art starts in the butt. A grand idea is nothing, my friends, if you cannot sit down your buttocks. So before we sit, let us do the ceremonial shaking out of all of our various wiggles and excitements to dither. All right, get ready and shake it out, that's right, shake that butt and sit. Congratulations, you are now a serious artist. Art commandment number 3 is that we art fondly. If everything goes perfect, how will what you're making today look and sound and work? Let us picture our art already done and perfect. Let's talk real fondly to it. Say, hey there, close enough fake ID. Don't you look nice today? I sure do like your inventive security features. Now, think of what you love about what you're making and jot that down real quick. We've got about 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Say, hey there, close enough fake ID. I sure do love your far-flung place of origin, making visual familiarity unlikely. This is our system. What's a South Dakota license look like? Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Hey there, close enough fake ID. Sure do like your dated photograph of me under unusual conditions. You got some things you love? Type them in the chat. The chat, that's how they say it in French. Belle shout out, she'll let us know. I sure do love your unique identification number. Got 1 minute, 45 seconds remaining. So, hey there, Close enough, fake ID. I sure do love your barcode. Look at that barcode. Who's got a scanner for a barcode? Zebra hunters, that's who. Remember that, remember that. Say, hey there, close enough, fake ID. I sure do love your faint background image. I sure do love your organ donor status. That's right. That's a conversation starter right there. They say, oh, you're an organ donor? You turn it right back around on them. Darling, what do you got? What do you got in the chat?
Well, I've got St. Breakfast Machine and St. Shirley who've joined us today.
Oh, Breakfast Machine and Shirley, two of my most favorite venerable saints in art and craft. How you two doing today? So good to see you here.
St. Breakfast Machine does love his UV reactive state seal on his close enough fake ID.
Oh, the UV reactive state seal. St. Breakfast Machine, what a great idea. I have your art from last week to show. That's the first piece of artwork we're going to show today. We're going to show your personalized coupon book. It was so beautiful.
We also have St. Sawyer and St. Faith joining us from San Francisco.
Oh, St. Sawyer, St. Faith. Oh, so good to see you. Oh, what a treat to have you in the heart.
And St. Sawyer sure does love her close enough fake ID's European cousin.
Oh, the European cousin. Even more unscrutable to those who would discredit it at a bar. Great idea, St. Sawyer. No question.
St. John of Santee is also with us as usual.
Hey, St. John, good to see you. Oh, I hear wondrous things about that Santee. It sounds, oh, St. John, I'm going to have to get back to you here because our time is up. Whoo! Now, wasn't that nice? Now that we got our jots all down, now that we got our love letter, we can start to doodling. That's right. That's right. Next, we art lightly. Got my electronic doodling tablet right here, my favorite art supply. Now we're going to art lightly for 10 minutes. Pencils only. No crayons, no erasers. Easy breezy, everything we do is correct. What will we find on the page today? For we are here to play. All right, let's see what we got here. Oh, that's nice. Okay, we got a little thing there. And let's begin. Oh, drat. Oh, drat. I'm going to have to look at the 10-minute timer myself. There we go. Can't see that now. You can see it now, can't you? Okay, well, I'm going to set a 10-minute timer. 10-minute timer. It'll be 11:22. Okay, so I'm jotting down some small thumbnails, some common IDs. When we think ID, we think that's going to be a driver's license, but there are many forms of fake ID. I know as a interstate entrepreneur, as a man who does a lot professionally in his line of work of faking and misrepresenting his credentials. Got the FBI badge. That's a great one. I think I'm going to shoot for the employee badge style beauty right there, because it shares the advantage of the European passport. Thank you, St. Sawyer. That it is not widely recognizable, and it also has the benefit of inflating your credentials, which a driver's license won't necessarily be able to do. All right, 2 minutes down.
I mean, you could inflate with a class of driver's license that you don't actually have.
Oh, that's right. That's right, because I am unlicensed, it would inflate my standing, wouldn't it? That's right.
It could say that you could drive an 18-wheeler.
An 18-wheeler or a tractor or anything like that.
A tractor, heavy machinery.
Because right now, if I want to go to the store, I have to steal a horse.
I mean, you have a riding mower.
I do have a ride mower. The government may want to take that away from me. All right, let's look at what we got here. Let's see. Barcode, no problem. Let's get that down there. Now, I'm going to show you a little trick of the barcode. Now, the best thing about the barcode, or one of the many great things about the barcode, is that it's got a little bit of a bottleneck, because it looks official as heck, but very few people have a barcode scanner, nor do they have necessarily the database to which the unique identifying number attaches. So it says of a document, okay, well, I guess they know what they're doing. but it's unverifiable. Here's a little trick for you. If you can have a barcode, and if it's on a style of ID that was laminated after the fact, you're probably going to have a signature on there, because the signature is another hallmark of the document. And look what I did there. Look what I did there. I wrote over the loop-to-loops of my inscrutable signature. I wrote over the edge of the barcode. And the purpose of that is, even if someone is like, okay, yeah, I'll scan you. Like if it's somebody working, I don't know, a ticket counter of some kind, and there's a barcode and they're overzealous, as if there was such a thing. They might try to scan it and you're like, oh, I guess my sign. It always does that. It always beeps right now. It never scans. It's not your fault. You're doing a great job, Kevin. So that's a trick for the barcode. That's a double duty here. Now, the picture of you, there is an art to that in the fake ID as well, as you can imagine. Okay, there's about 8 minutes remaining. Okay. And the art of that is that it very rarely, even in non-fake circumstances, resembles very closely the person who is being photographed. They tell you not to have any crazy expressions. You go in there, you've probably been waiting a while. So when you choose a photograph to be your fake ID, I would recommend to you, one, that you give yourself a beard. Because now they look at you and you're like, that was back when I had my beard. Are you a beard guy? You say to the person scrutinizing your document. Now you don't have a beard. It's not your fault. You change up your hair. Another top tip here, about 6 minutes remaining, is that if you are unsmiling in your photograph, and then when the person checking your ID sees your pearly whites smiling back at them, not only have you ingratiated yourself with your would-be captor, whoever would keep you from the institution or building you want to enter, not only have you ingratiated with a smile, but you have given one more reason for it to not resemble the photograph that you took or drew of yourself. This is just a sketch here to do the layout of my concept, but presumably in a refinement pass, I would want to take a photograph of myself, as I imagine you will do too. I would love to see a photograph of St. Shirley of Glendale with a big bushy lumberjack beard. I think that would be very funny, and I hope that she employs that tactic. One of our younger venerable saints, she will need the fake ID for a longer amount of time than other folks. All right, and you give yourself a nice fake place name. Harvard is actually one of the words I do know how to spell, but as I have misspelled it here to give myself some plausible deniability. They're like, I went to Harvard. That's not the... I don't know how a Harvard sounds, but that's the, you get the gist of it. It's not good. Anyway, that's my Harvard impression. They say, that's not what the ID looks like. You're like, this is Harvard. Harvard. It's a lesser-known institution. Whenever you can put a word like verified or official, that's pay dirt. That's pay dirt. It seems to say to the investigator, official, verified. This is again overstating my credentials. I'm a doctor of smooching from Harvard Smooching Society. That's right. That's right, okay. We got 2 minutes remaining, folks. I'm starting to finish up here. Okay, the fake name. Mayford Quelp. Now, if you can make a name that's just one step away from a real name, but plausible sounding, you do yourself two favors. One, when later they're describing you to the authorities. They'll say, his name was Mayberry, his name was Matlock. They're not going to remember your name. So then that discredits them to the authorities that are taking down their statement, that's a freebie there. And then another benefit to this is because the name is unfamiliar, you create a societal pressure for them to do a good job in addressing you by your name or to let the matter go completely. So they say you can go through a but they don't want to say your name. They don't want to screw it up. So the more that you can do to steal their focus of attention on the scrutiny of the document, 1 minute remaining, the gladder you will be. And you can take my word for that. You can take my word for that. Let's get real quick. Let's just get our donor thing in here. We got a minute left. Folks, you better be wrapping it up. I know that Agnes is going to be riding us. She's going to be honking her organ. Time's up, she'll say. Time's up, she will say. There we go. That's real good. Okay. What am I looking at here, darling?
Taking a photo for my fake ID.
Oh, that's real good. That's real good.
Following all of your instructions. I'm not smiling. I have facial hair.
Oh, that's the perfect photo of my fake ID. Thank you. What a thoughtful piece.
It's for you.
All right, let's see if I can. Everything's always a new system. You know that. So we're seeing what we got here. That's so good. Okay, all right. Okay, folks, we got just a moment remaining. We're not being too exact here, but we got less than 30 seconds. We are wrapping it up. We're wrapping it up. Okay? All right, darling. I got the image displayed this week, so you don't got to do that.
All right, that's nice for me.
That's nice for you. If it works, it's nice for all of us. Okay, yeah, let's go back to Chief, Professor, and again, this is just the thumbnail. We don't need to necessarily go with it. Okay. All right, let's take a look at what we got. Not too shabby for a thumbnail, right? Not too shabby. Not too shabby. Well, congratulations, everyone. Because in that scant 10 minutes, you created a tiny little baby work of art. I know you're saying, Art, what am I here? This is just chicken scratches. It's just a little doodle. That ain't a real piece of art. I can't sell this to the Guggenheim Museum of Tuscaloosa, New Mexico. I can't. They won't buy it. They were very strict at their requirements to submit works of art. I know. This is not finished art that you will hang on your wall. I would hang it on my wall because I'm your biggest fan. But what you have here is a complete work of art. You could hand this to the docents at the Tuscaloosa Guggenheim Museum, and they would look at it and they go, yeah, I think I get the picture. Is that a fake ID? All right, I see where you're going with that. Well, you've really inflated your credentials. And so you've served the first purpose of art. You've made art. You had a dialogue with yourself and your own creative inspiration. The second one is that you communicated. And anything that you go on to make, the hundreds of hours you spend doing a careful, exacting Photoshop rendering of the final version of this that is such a fine fake ID that you don't even have to take it out of your pocket. Everything that's great about the finished product, some tiny little germ of that exists in this tiny little baby work of art. So, good job. You got some art made. You should feel good about that. Now, of course, to make a thing fine means more than to make it, which is why now it is time to enter the stage of refinement. Now you know what you're making. Let's make it great. Now it's playtime. We're going to make it bigger. We're going to make it nicer. We're going to set it aside completely and start over if we want. Now we worry not about speed. Now is the time to luxuriate on the rich and delicious details. And then you and me, we're going to shoot the breeze, going to keep the companies while we make some art together. And I know everyone's trying to get through, so I better get to work. Folks, Sunday is my busiest day. It's my busiest day, folks. The Creative Confessional of the Airwaves is now open. So if you got crafty consternations, we have your artful solutions. Please call with any artistic worry, big or small, and we will heal your heart for art. And folks, everyone's trying to call. You can hear them in the background there. Everyone's trying to call. So if you don't get through right away, you just got to be patient, okay? You leave a message, we'll try to call you back. Maybe you'll get through. You know, it's really like winning the lottery. So you just keep trying if you don't get through right away. Okay, all right. So let's remind people that they got the number on the bottom of the screen. Let's go back to making art here and see if we can't get a little more progress done while we talk to some nice folks, help them out. All right. Here we go. There we go. Okay. Okay, we've got a little progress here. All right, so the next step we're going to do on this piece is we're going to use this lightly. We're going to draw effectively on top of it. We're going to use it as it looks like we got a call coming through. It looks like we got a call coming through. I'm going to take it. I'm going to take it right now. Here we go.
Hey there, Art. Love the program. This is St. Peter, no relation, out of Santa Fe. I'm an artist working in the medium of recreated miniatures of historic trains. And I got a problem for you, Art. So this week I found myself unmotivated to work. I'm gonna skirt around the word that we don't want to say here, but I was in a mood. I was in a bad mood. I woke up in a bad mood. I had a cloud over my head, Art, and I just wonder if you ever experienced that, and what do you do when you don't feel like you can get out of bed, Art? Well, anyway, I love the program. I can't wait for whatever insights you can lay on me. Take care, Art.
Oh, St. Peter, thank you for calling. Thank you for calling so much. Boy, I hear that. And you know, St. Peter, I think that word that you alluded to, I think the word that you're looking for is maybe the word depression. And St. Peter, I got to tell you that I do not find that to be a dirty word. I appreciate that you were brave enough to share this difficulty with us. I appreciate that you called and let us know about your experience, because when you do that, you let folks know that the way that they're feeling is okay. And Pete, you know, I got to tell you, we all feel that way sometimes. I promise you. So I hope that first it's reassuring to know that your situation is normal, and I'm sorry that you're experiencing that. That's very difficult. The next thing that I'm going to say, St. Peter, is that there are some very common remedies to this that you may find offer you a little bit of relief. So the big ones are, have you eaten something recently? Have you eaten something good for you? Something green, like green Skittles or green M&Ms. Have you gotten enough sleep? You've been burning the candle at both ends, St. Peter? If you haven't been getting enough sleep, it is very, very hard to maintain a positive outlook. And exercise, St. Pete. Have you been pumping your crazy legs? Have you been spending a little time every day to stretch out, get a change of scenery, get some fresh air? Because that is one of the best things that you can do for your mood. Eat, sleep, and exercise. And so the second piece of advice I'll give you is that those are miraculously effective remedies. Now, I got to tell you, sometimes when you're feeling down, when you're feeling depressed, as we all are sometime, those suggestions seem beneath us. We're like, I'm not gonna do that thing. That's old Scratch talking to you. That's old Scratch trying to keep you low, trying to keep your energies deplete so that you're not fulfilling your potential. He takes many forms and he is tricky. You give it a try anyway. If you check those three things off, I would not be surprised if you found a little bit of relief. So that's That's my experience, Pete. That's what I do. And then you know, I'm sure I sound like a broken record here, but one thing that cheers me up is making some art. You know, art is anything that we are making that makes the world a better place. That's a big bucket, right? All the different things that make the world a better place. But when I am able to, oh, coconuts, oh, listen to that, coconuts. When I am able to get a good productive streak in, when I'm able to make progress on my daily tasks, or when I am able to, Lord forbid, finish a task, coconuts, keep it down! That little dog, Coconuts, he gets so bevexed by the goings on in our neighborhood, the energies burst forth from his tiny head. When I'm able to make progress on my great work, or when I am able to completely finish a small and manageable task, I get roughly the same benefit, Pete. Now, I would expect that part of what drew you to our ministry was a kinship of sorts, as you were no doubt a creator yourself. And so if steps 1 and steps 2 do not provide relief, I would set aside a time to give yourself an easy win. Finish something up, and I wouldn't be surprised if that felt pretty good to you. And most of all, Pete, just be kind to yourself, because we all experience this, and this too will pass. That's my guarantee. So stay strong. Thanks for reaching out. Thanks for keeping us company. Thanks for being here, and thanks for making art, Pete. Okay, all right, let's see what else we got. All right, so this is the part of the ID that says official. I'm making it more official. Right now, I'm gonna try to mix it up a little bit here, just so you don't get bored watching, you know, the Art Zealous tracing hour. You see that that from a typographical point of view, I find some benefit in doing. Oh, we got another caller. We got to take another caller right now. Hello, who am I speaking to, please?
Hello. You're speaking to Saint Faith right now.
Saint Sage! Thanks for calling, Saint Sage. How are you today?
I'm doing so well. I got a sweet little question for you.
Yeah, let's hear it, Saint Sage.
You know, I've been walking around town and I found this cute little muse, and I'm so crazy about him. And I'm like, oh, Muse, I just want to pinch his cheeks, but I'm not sure. The Muse doesn't seem too enthused about me.
Oh my gosh! Wow, what a remarkable occurrence. So you found your muse?
It's driving me crazy. I keep on trying to get his attention, and he just won't come at me. So I'm wondering if you can give me some advice around how I can get this muse's attention.
All right, okay. Can I ask some questions, Sage? I got some questions for you.
Oh, absolutely.
All right, Sage, you can hear little coconuts there in the background. He's excited about your situation. He thinks this presents opportunities, and I agree with him. Sage, what form does your muse take? Is it a sort of ethereal specter that accompanies you like the ghost of the past, or is it some sort of embodied person?
You know, it takes on both. Depends on the day. Like, really, you know, sometimes it's got green ears, sometimes it's got spikes, sometimes, you know, it speaks with a southern accent. But
holy cow!
I like all of its poems. I just really wanted to like me back as the thing.
Oh, huh. Well, Sage. So, I expect that this muse came to you because this muse inspired you. What, may I ask, in what way this muse inspired you? Because that will help me put some specifics on your situation.
That's a very good question. So this muse in particular, it inspired me because it was always committed to what it was doing.
Oh, that is so inspiring.
What it was doing.
Huh. Okay. All right. Well, now I'm not promoting this idea, but I want to float a question to you. If you were not able if you were not able to court the attention of this muse, would this muse still serve to inspire you? I'm just asking as a hypothetical here, Saint Sage.
I don't know. I would say that it is the definition of a muse that even if you quote it and it doesn't come to you, it'd still be inspired by you, and you'd still be inspired by it.
Yeah. What a beautiful sentiment. Well, first of all, Sage, congratulations to you. It's so beautiful when anyone finds inspiration, and I can't wait to see what you create. And Saint Sage, I'm going to go out on a limb here. That is a Sage joke. I think if you use this inspiration to create something, and you dedicate that thing to your muse in whatever way feels right to you, I would not be surprised if you get a response that indicates how you might be further inspired in the future. Now, again, this can take very many forms depending on your artistic practice, but is that something that resonates with you? How would you do that, potentially, Sage?
Well, first of all, I praise your wisdom. That seems absolutely the correct avenue.
Well, that's sweet of you.
And I think that I could just address it, just address it as if it were anyone else. I just tell it exactly what I think of it and create for it and, just let that be leading me.
Hey, Sage, there ain't nobody that don't like to be acknowledged and addressed by name. I think that is a tremendous plan. Sage, thank you so much for calling today. And you gotta send us your artwork so we can see what you made, so we can see how you were inspired by your muse. Sage, thank you so much for calling.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, you take care, Sage. All right, talk to you soon. Oh, what a fascinating situation. Wow. And this muse, it sounds like some sort of shape-shifting Martian. Oh, I'm so envious. Hey, let's take a look at some viewer art. Great work, St. Breakfast Machine. Thank you so much for sending that along. And folks, if you want to see your artwork on the TV, you just got to text it to the number down below. We'll get it on the screen as soon as we can. And folks, everyone's trying to get through. So if you're having trouble getting through, if you're having trouble sending your text, do it as quickly as you can, do it as often as you can, and please be patient. All right, we got to get back to this art here. What do we got here? Okay.
So AC, St. Breakfast Machine just loves seeing his artwork on the screen, but he couldn't hear a word you said while you were looking at it.
Oh, Saint Breakfast Machine. Oh, you patient individual. Wouldn't that just be the case? All right, Saint Breakfast Machine, allow me.
Can't hear while you're looking at it, I think.
All right. Well, I think my hope is that is corrected now.
Oh, I see.
All right. Let's see. I'm going to continue to compliment him. I'm going to compliment him doubly. So, Saint Breakfast Machine, thank you for alerting us to that difficulty. It's very rare that there's any kind of mechanical difficulty on our program. So I'm sending out a token of our appreciation to your residents for identifying this. So make sure we got that. Make sure and put your home residence in the chat so we can send that out to your home right away. And allow me to revisit the ways in which you have endeared yourself to me with this spectacular all-purpose Mother's Day gift, the personalized coupon book from last week. You did it on what looks like either craft paper or maybe, and I'm crossing my fingers that this is the back, as a swatch from the back of a shopping bag from the grocery store. Because, boy, I say art resourceful, and you put it into action. Dang, sir. And you got texture and you got grit. And look at it. Don't you just love that black ink? I bet you got, I'm guessing that's well, I mean, for all I know, that could be a Pilot V5 extra precise there, because the nib point is so tight, and I bet that nib going over that craft paper, oh, it's like petting a cat. God dang! Oh, Breakfast Machine, it's a beautiful coupon. Thank you so much for sending this in. Woo! Woo! Got inflamed. All right, so we're gonna do a little bit of coloring here. So when you take your photo, go ahead and remove yourself one step further from recognizability by blinking. Maybe you have one eye half open, one eye, because sometimes that happens. They don't go back and they don't take another one. That makes it so that your eyes can't be identified. That's right. That's always a perk. And the more unnatural that you can make your lighting, the better. Makes your pallor look saller. Like these yellow lights I got on me, as they do it, because of my natural waxiness. It absorbs that band of the spectrum of visible light. Harvard Smooching Society. There we go. Okay. All right, folks. We got, what do we got? We got about 15 more minutes remaining in the program here. So I think it may be time for a new segment, which we call In Our Artistic Judgment. In which, my darling, in which we put a choice before my lovely wife. We put a choice of whether she would like to do an artistic critique in the style of the Zealous Art Revival, arting kindly, whether she can do it to two things which she may be either ambivalent towards or even perhaps not enthusiastic, if there is such a thing. And my darling, today's choices for you are, would you rather give an art critique of Star Wars, The Clone Wars, or banana as a dessert? Darling, those are your two options. Star Wars, The Clone Wars, or bananas as a dessert. Which of those do you think is riper for your artistic critique?
Oh, well, you've given me two delightful options, as always, AZ. And I think we could have a very fulfilling conversation about either one.
No question.
I've got a little bit of a sweet tooth going this morning, so I think we should talk about bananas, if that's all right with you.
I think that choice is better than good. I think it's bananas. Darling, bananas as a dessert. Talk me through it. Give me a critique of that thing.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. You know I'm not going to say anything bad about bananas. And I'm certainly not going to say anything bad about anyone who is doing the wonderful art of presenting us with a dessert, assembling, designing, conceiving a dessert. That is a gift. I want to celebrate
all of the dessert maker, their gifts are many, and they are all for us.
Being presented with a dessert is always a moment to stop and appreciate and feel joyful and gratitude.
Yeah.
It is not a time to indulge our tendencies to critique or find fault.
Agreed. And now the banana itself, you know that's a monkey's favorite food.
There's nothing wrong with bananas. Bananas come complete with their own wrapper. They're highly portable. They're extremely nutritionally dense. They can be consumed in a single setting, in multiple settings. There is much discussion of the right and correct way to peel a banana, which means they're also a great conversation prompt. There is apparently a technique that can be used to split a peeled banana perfectly in half simply by exhaling.
Whoa! Whoa! Have you seen this done? Have you seen this done with your own eyes? Was it some sort of monkey craftsperson who handled the banana so deftly?
Absolutely not. It was Saint Leanna of the Oakland Bay.
Oh!
And Saint Leanna, who is not a monkey, who has not been trained by monkeys, who has very little monkey association despite living quite near the Oakland Zoo. And yet I watched her place one hand on either side of a semi-ripe banana and split it square in half.
Huh. Well, dang. All right, so you mentioned these things just to frame that the choice of ingredients, banana and dessert, are worthy ingredients for this creator to undertake.
Both bananas and desserts are wildly, wildly pleasurable items, and I will not hear a bad word said about either of them.
Now, darling, can you give for me Some, if you have bananas as a dessert, and you can talk me through the different opportunities here, but bananas as a dessert, can you indicate to me where there is an opportunity for improvement?
That's really the right way to frame it, AZ. We are not looking to identify problems. We're only looking to identify opportunities.
Oh, I love that.
Opportunities for improvement. So, if you find yourself in the enviable position of assembling a dessert, and if you are lucky enough to have bananas in your immediate vicinity, might I recommend that you stop and rethink the decision to present delicious, wonderful, healthy, anytime snack and breakfast staple bananas while labeling them a dessert, which might be a misrepresentation that could set your audience up for some amount of disappointment.
That's right. It is very important to frame the audience expectations when you can. So you're saying that the ideal would be to take this banana and describe to your audience the option for them to have it as a breakfast food like a normal person instead of as a dessert like a craven lunatic.
All I'm saying is if you have the opportunity to present a dessert to someone, that you might want to consider making sure that the dessert components feature the most dessert-like items that you have nearby. And so perhaps you may have something like chocolate, which is pretty much universally considered a dessert food, although it can also be a snack food or a breakfast food or an anytime food. You could have ice cream or ice cream cake or non-ice cream cake. You could, all of those make delicious desserts, wonderful desserts. You could have cookies or brownies or other baked confections, which make for wonderful desserts. You may have the ingredients to assemble those items and present them as a dessert. You may have, perhaps, if your pantry has not been cleaned out in quite some time, you may have access to Magic Shell or Hershey syrup. You may have moon pies, which are rather ubiquitous. There are many dessert options you may have on hand. You may even have donuts, which, while often a breakfast food, can absolutely make a delicious dessert. All of which I think will come closer to satisfying your audience's dessert expectations than if they are presented with a piece of breakfast fruit dressed up in some sort of caramelization or even set on fire, purporting to be a dessert in an obvious and relatively transparent imitation. It is not close enough, not like the IDs that we are working on today.
All right, my darling, that was incisive as usual. Are there any parting words that you would give to the aspiring banana confection artist at the outset as they look to make a significant improvement in their creation?
Well, should you find yourself to be a confection artist in the aspiration mode, I would simply advise you to, should you feel compelled to reach for bananas as a primary ingredient, to resist that urge and look within and see if you can't find something a little more dessert-like.
Thank you. This has been In Our Artistic Judgment, a new segment featuring Belle Zealous. Oh, darling, thank you. Thank you for that. I'm sure you've given us a lot of food for thought. That is a banana joke. See, Sage, I wasn't picking on you. This is just a pun thing that I'm doing. All right, you can see here that I'm with just scant 5-ish minutes remaining. The timer does not appear to be working today. I'm sure that's nobody's fault. All right, Saint Breakfast Machine, I get it. The timer isn't on the screen. I get it. You put your home address, and we'll send you a response to your helpful tech support. Okay, we got scant moments left. Taking a look at what we got here. Okay, so assume we have about 6 minutes 47 seconds. All right, and it really isn't just the coloring pass for me. Now the coloring pass, of course. This as the refinement goes, the coloring pass is only to communicate that we're in agreement that the final version of this probably wants to be in a photo editing software, but this can indicate what the areas of high contrast and low contrast are. And again, you have an opportunity here to determine the read order. Donor status, hero, right? If you can guide the eyes around a composition, which indeed you must every time you create something, you're able to, by doing so, guide the eyes away from something that need not have scrutiny right now, if that is to your advantage. As an entrepreneur, I know quite a bit about fake IDs, and so I only hope that I can benefit the little children watching here with my years of experience. All right, okay. I've got about 5 minutes remaining, folks. Got about 5 minutes remaining. 5 minutes remaining. Yes. We aren't grateful for that. We aren't grateful for our muse, for our opportunity to draw, to share, to explore. What's art's commandment number 9? Art proudly. That's right, folks. The first reason we make art is because it helps. But when we share it, art helps the world feel better too. It communicates what you think, how you feel, what you like, what you think is important. So, if you would like to share your art with us, I urge you to do so by texting us at the number down below. Don't be shy, art proudly. Text us what you make to the number below, and maybe we can show it on the TV and internet pages. And I'm finishing up mine right here. Got just a few moments remaining. Here we go. There we go. Look at that. Oh, what are we getting in here? Looks like we got something here. I wonder if I can show that off. I can. Oh, what do we got here, darling?
It is unclaimed. I'm not quite sure whose work this is.
Unclaimed. Oh, it looks. Oh, it looks like someone whose affiliation is the Cat Police, I would guess. No telling who that is. No telling who that is. And I apologize for the unsuitable framing there. I feel like I had an opportunity to do a better job there. I've not done that yet. Well, that's fun. Okay. Get our unique identifier there. It looked like that was done with watercolor. Oh, it's so beautiful. I think if you present that to someone like, I don't know, chief of dog police, for instance, they're going to be so taken with what you have there that you're going to be having a whole different conversation than the one you expect.
I'm just guessing it's possible that is Saint Sawyer.
No, Saint Sawyer is a cat lover.
Saint Sawyer is indeed cat-like.
Huh. Jeez, I suppose I can see that. I can see that comparison. I suppose that's nothing that occurred to me, nothing I knew of, but I can see it.
I'm not positive, but
I can see it. Well, she is a formidable creator, so I would not be surprised if such magnificent work initiated in her accomplished hand. With only 3 minutes remaining, I'm feeling close to end here. I'm putting these like upon St. Breakfast Machine's advice, I'm putting these like UV reactive identifying anti-counterfeiting measures here. Now, of course, my anti-counterfeiting measures are pro-counterfeiting, but you know, under blacklight they will yield a glimmer, which again is all you need to distract my love.
I'm excited to report that it looks as though there is a collaborative effort that is Saint Cat Art Team that delivered this.
What? It's a cat art team?
It was a collaboration between
It's
Saint
a cat
Sawyer
confab.
and Saint... It was indeed a cat confab.
Meow, bro. I don't have anything. I don't have pun one.
Well, it's beautiful work, just stunning.
No question. No question, darling. All right. There we go. There we go. Here we go. There we go. Get one more of these things. Folks, everyone is trying to get through. I apologize if you have been hung up on hold. Literally millions of folks are trying to get through right now. So man, that is rough. So you know, I would urge that if this program has helped you, if this message has moved you, if this fake ID has come in handy, perhaps you would like to make a $1,000 donation to Art's ministry right now. or whatever amount you like. It's really not about the money. I just want a platinum statue of myself to keep the pets company while I'm not at home. Sea otters are extremely social creatures. So text tithe to the number below for a cornucopia of easy and very possibly tax-deductible methods. That's right. Just text tithe to the number down below. We'll get you all the links you need to adulate with cash, money, and material goods. That's right. Okay. Okay, we got just a moment left. We're going to call it 30 seconds. 30 seconds remaining, and I'm putting the state seal, which is a seal. Is that 2 on the nose? State seal is a seal. I believe there is a state that has as its state animal a seal. I believe it's Rhode Island. So the state seal is not the state seal, it's a state animal, but you get the idea. All right, just a moment. Oh no, I've got a snag there. All right, okay. All right, okay. Go. It's almost time. You run out of time. Okay, all right, okay. All right, okay. You know, work of art is never finished. You only run out of time. Ain't that true? Now, friends, back in the olden days, we'd all leave this tent out here and we'd have a big pancake breakfast and some artistic fellowship. You'd line up at the griddle, a line going half a mile into the field. Oh, with your strong coffee, sipping your strong coffee, getting increasingly excited in your chatter with your fellow artists. You'd be drinking fresh squeezed juice, both infantilized and adulterated. And soon again, friends, we will. Soon again, friends, we will be lining up for that griddle, having fellowship and artistic conversation. But for now, Sunday noon is our honeymoon. Belle, darling, you come up here. Darling, oh, how you doing?
I'm doing so good, AZ. What a delightful way to spend a Sunday morning.
You make a lot of friends in the chat?
Oh, there were just so many amazing saints out to play with us today. Thank you. We are so grateful. Art loves you. I hope you'll come back next week.
Oh, that's right, folks. Come back next week when we're going to be making special ceremonial concept cakes.
No bananas.
No bananas. See ya!